Sex, porn, love addiction is all about self-soothing to manage your emotions. It got set up back in the childhood development years. It's just not about sex, it's not about porn. It's all about the repeated use has set up the physiology to crave those dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, self-manufactured drugs in the body. It's impacting women, men, children aged 10 to 75 across all the age ranges, the sexes, the cultures, the professions. It increased exponentially during COVID lockdown and impacting so many lives. The Kairos Center has created the first online comprehensive sex porn love addiction. It's a video on demand recovery program which you can access from anywhere in the world and begin to see identifiable changes just within 6 weeks of beginning this weekly program. Kairos means your appointed time. Isn't it your time to reclaim your life? Bring color back to life without shame. Click the link below and begin your journey. You owe it to yourself and to others. This is an interesting poem. It's called The World's Finest Apple. What a strange poem. You must learn that you cannot be loved by all people. You can be the finest apple in the world, ripe, juicy, sweet, succulent, and offer yourself to all. But you must remember there will be people who do not like apples. You must understand that if you are the world's finest apple and someone you love does not like apples, you have the choice of becoming a banana. But you must be warned that if you choose to become a banana, you'll be a second-rate banana. But you can always be the finest apple. You must also realize that if you choose to be a second-rate banana, there will be people who do not like bananas. Furthermore, you can spend your life trying to become the best banana, which is impossible if you are an apple. Or you can seek again to be the finest apple. What a strange poem. I read this regularly to my clients, and what it brings to my mind is something about how we metamorphosize ourselves to become what we perceive people want us to be, to change, to try and fit a perception, an expectation. But by doing that, we're now not being the authentic us. In essence, what we're doing is creating different me. Is that the real me? Is that the real me? And we can go on, can't we? Dependent upon the system of people, groupings that we interact with, we keep peeling back layers and presenting a different layer of us. I can keep going. Which is the real you? Stand up. The real you. We can metamorphosize ourselves, try to change ourselves, often unconsciously, don't realize we're doing it, in order to gain acceptance within the groupings that we are a part of. But in doing that, reshaping ourselves constantly to fit the particular group that we're a part of in that moment, we lose sight of who the real, authentic me really is. And often we forget the person that we presented in that particular group on another occasion. What we need to be is consistently the same person in each of the different systems. Systems? The groupings of peoples that we're interacting with. The workplace is a system. The immediate close family is a system. The wider extended family is a system. The sports club of people that you interact with is a system. a church, a golf club. They are all systems of people with whom we interact. And we need to be consistently consistent in the person of us that we present so we don't lose sight of who is the real me. I wonder if you need to find the real you and start to fall in love with the real you. That's a big statement for many people. We use statements like, I love our partner, our wife, our husband, but we're pretty mediocre and lackluster in terms of love for ourselves. Let me challenge you. Many aren't going to accept what I'm about to say. You can't really love somebody else until you first love yourself. So much of this course, this webinar, is about finding the real authentic you and learning to love yourself. Because until you find the real you and learn to fall in love with the real you, it's going to be really hard to present the authentic you to your partner and have that progressively vibrant, lush couple relationship, marriage, partnership relationship. I know you might want to challenge me on that. Got to learn to love you. Now, this may mean some individual therapy work for you outside of this webinar, but maybe some individual work that you've got to do on you to learn again to love you so you can begin to present the real authentic you to your partner. Because first of all, you love you. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? Well, of course, it's me. It's that person in the mirror. Can you say that? Can you say that about you? Genuinely, can you say that and believe it? Maybe we need to do some individual therapy work, counseling work. Contact me. Have a go at the self-compassion test. I'll include a link for you to do that self-help compassion test. What you're doing there is learning about the extent to which you have compassion for yourself. Some of us are pretty hard on ourselves. Alongside that, and whilst you're doing that, you might want to look again at understanding your apology type. What a strange thing to say. Yes, there are ways in which we receive an apology from someone, and there are ways in which the apology just goes over our head. It's just water off a duck's back, in a sense. We don't really hear the apology because it's not done in the way, it doesn't have the content that we need it to have. That's a strange one. You may not have come across that. I'll include a link so you understand what your style of apology really is. Example? For some people, an apology that does not include an additional content that says, and I've not only understood how it has hurt you, what I did, but I also am taking steps to try to avoid it ever happening again. And it's that latter bit which probably is the most important for some people, hearing that the individual is actually taking some steps or going to take some steps to limit the particular behavior happening again. And unless they hear that, the apology just doesn't register. Did you know that about you? Do you recognize why perhaps in the past you really haven't heard or received your partner's apology? Do the apology test. Do the apology style test. to better understand you, you may gain a lot of knowledge and insight. It's alongside the Gary Chapman 5 Love Languages work that you will do in an earlier session. It's all about not just understanding your love language, but understanding your apology language. And when you take the quiz to identify your most important love language, you will also see a link to understand your apology language. Send me a message. It's time to get your relationship back onto a better footing for your future. Let's do some work without shame and bring colour back to life. Send the email, send the message to me, Gary McFarlane, at the Kairos Centre, and let's begin to reclaim your quality of life.